welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my cousin's closure sew-in, and right now what I'm doing is I lay the closure on top of her hair to see how much space it's going to take up, and then I part this section off, and this is where I'm going to do smaller braids to make sure that the closure lays down very flat. What I'm doing now is I'm joining a few of the smaller braids in the front, and I'm making a bigger braid going downwards, and then I'm going to join those cornrows together. And I'm basically going to do the same thing on the other side, but the braids in the front will be a little bit larger. Y'all, I was really proud of this braid down. Like, I swear it was just so pretty to me. And that's so weird because it's definitely a braid down, but I don't know. Foundation is key. But that's really true. Like, if your braid down is not good, then the hair is not going to lay down correctly. So you want to make sure that you take your time to give your client a nice foundation with their braid down. So what I'm doing now is sewing down her braid to the rest of the cornrows, because you know, you do not want that braid to be sticking out of your sew-in. The next step that I'm going to do is slick back her edges with some gel, and then I'm going to tie them up, and this is going to be the foundation for her bald cap. To customize the frontal, basically I'm going to cut off these thick pieces of lace on the side, and what this does is makes it look more natural and it'll lay flatter onto the head. I don't cut it all the way down because I want something sturdy to sew the back onto, but I do cut them both off to make it lay down more natural. And this is what it should look like when you're done. The next thing I did was put some foundation onto the closure. And after I do that, I'm going to put some free spray on top of the foundation so the foundation does not interfere with the adherence process. And I don't think she liked the spray. So now what I'm going to do is wipe down her forehead with some alcohol just to make sure that there's nothing there that will interfere with how her closure sticks to her skin. So for her ball cap today, I'm actually going to lay it down with some Ghost Bond lace glue. And the reason I'm doing this is because sometimes when you have a closure or a frontal, after a while you will notice that you feel a little tension on your edges, and it is not because the glue, it is because the cap is sliding back. So a stylist actually did this on me one time, and I noticed when the glue was there to hold the cap down, it did not move and I did not feel any pulling on my edges. So I actually think this is a really good method to use. And now what I'm going to do is sew around the cap and around where the closure is going to be. So I want you guys to notice like how I sewed it. Basically on this side, I did not sew it all the way on the edge of the cap. And this is because you do not want to see the cap once you actually sew the hair on. So you're gonna make it a little bit more pushed back. What I'm doing here is just blow drying the glue a little bit more to make sure it's dry. And then I'm gonna add some foundation to the cap, and then I'm gonna cut off the excess cap. What I'm doing here is placing the closure where I want it to go, and you are going to ask your client to hold it just to make sure that it stays in place. And I wanted you guys to notice where I started sewing it, because you do not want to sew all the way to the front of the closure because you're going to see the thread and that's going to make it look less natural. When sewing down the closure, I like to sew down both sides first just to make sure it's in place, and then I go back and I sew around the back of the closure. The glue that I'm using today is the Ghost Bond lace glue, and I'm actually going to apply 3 layers of this glue today just to make sure that it stays very well. And before you do this step, you do want to make sure that you wipe your client's head down with some alcohol. I did it off camera, but you make sure you want to do that because you want the glue to last as long as possible, and you want to make sure that the closure is not lifting. And if you have different oils from your skin, it is going to interfere with how the glue adheres. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm smoothing out the glue to make sure that it is completely flat, and then you do not want to add the next layer of glue until this layer is completely clear. So while that dries, I actually start sewing down the tracks in the back of her head. So here is the second layer of glue, and when rubbing this one down, you don't want to rub it too hard because it may pull up the first layer of glue. So you want to be gentle when you're spreading the glue out. I actually watercolored this hair, so if you guys want to see that process, I will also link that video in the description box so you guys can see what I did. So after that third layer of glue is completely dry, what I'm going to do is place the closure where I would like for it to lay, and then I'm going to use my comb to press it into the glue. So here I'm getting ready to cut off her lace, and then after that I'm going to separate some baby hairs and cut them about 1.5 inches long, and then I'm going to lay those down using a gel. So after doing her edges, I placed another wrap on top of them just to make sure they lay down. And what I'm doing now is using a wax stick just to lay down all of her flyaways. Don't mind that little curl that's sitting out on the side, but basically what I'm going to do now is go in with a concealer and a foundation to line her part and to put on her edges just a little bit, just to make it blend in with her skin color a little bit more. Hey y'all, so if you haven't done so already, I would really greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel and give this video a like and even leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate it. This is almost the end of the video. Basically now I'm just brushing out her curls to give them I guess a more relaxed look and for them not to be as hard. I'm putting some hairspray on the top of her hair just to make sure that the flyaways stay down and the curls stay in place. And yeah, this is pretty much the end, and I want to thank you guys for making it to this part of the video, and just thank you for watching how I did this closure sew in. Bye.